What's up, Panther Nation fans? Back today with another video for the Fan Fest practice, as well as some old memories of prior games in 2015 and news. So let's go ahead and start with Fan Fest notes, because I know you guys have been waiting for that. I didn't post that video last night, but I am doing it today, as I now have my notes put together and ready to go. So, let's start with Eric Reed. Made a couple of good plays today, yesterday at FanFest. He looked good. He's taking care of business. I mean, you already know what it is. So, Reggie Bonifon, had a really nice run and a couple of catches as well. So that's exciting to see that. The running game looks strong. Rashad Ross had a big catch, and that is number 17. I mean, that's the one wide receiver I haven't seen yet make a catch, so that's impressive. Looking at the two quarterbacks, Greer did okay. He's still overthrowing it a little bit, but, nothing major to be concerned about. Kyle is still underthrowing it, throwing it behind the receivers, just not leading the wide receivers well enough, and it's just not having a very good week of practice so far. It's a major concern because, we're looking for a backup number 2 quarterback. And if neither one of these guys are going to be set up to go, after preseason, and they keep falling into those two patterns, that's a concern. If Cam goes down at any time, one of those two is going to come in, and you better hope they can continue that drive and score. DJ Moore, Greg, doing what they do best. DJ Moore still in that big heated competition with Curtis Samuel right now for wide receiver spot, particularly number 1 wide receiver spot. Samuel's been showing a lot of speed. DJ Moore's been showing his hands and his quickness. So it's going to be an interesting battle. I think the two of them are going to be 1 and 2 on the depth chart starting preseason. I've been wrong before, but I think that's going to happen. Based on the amount of catches they're getting, based on the amount of reps they're getting, what they look like out there. Curtis Samuel started out hot, but DJ is starting to catch up. And I'm excited to see that. And we'll see how that shapes up. One big thing I've been discussing is the defensive backfield stopping run plays, particularly the ISO and the draw. I've seen us have a lot of trouble with that in camp, in Spartanburg, and it reflected into FanFest as well. You guys kind of saw that. Part of that was Christian McCaffrey doing what he does best. But, when you see Bonifon and a couple of these backup running backs doing the same thing, you got to wonder what's going on with that run defense. that used to be a staple for our defense. We did switch over to a 3-4. We used to be a 4-3, and the 4-3 stopped a lot of the running game and allowed us to focus on the passing. We had the players back then, but things just didn't work out. Now we're in the 3-4. We're looking to stop the pass and limit the runs. So we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. We still got a good week or two of training camp left. I want to see what these guys can do. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days left? 7 days left, officially, on the calendar. So, I'm excited to see that. I know you guys are too. And sorry, yes, my memory is a little bit poor. Someone did point that out in the comments. That's why I've got this notebook. I was not allowed to bring it into FanFest, but I did take notes on my phone, so it worked out. I was only allowed to take one video there, before they tried to put a stop to it. So that's unfortunate. My first plan was to live stream it. Second plan was to make videos. Neither one of those happened. So I was only able to get that one video out. They didn't say anything about after camp and practice were over. So those two videos afterwards were the aftermath of that. The result of that. So, but I got what I could. Ian Thomas had a good day. Cam looked good out there. You saw the long pass. It's all over social media. Everywhere. I mean, it was just on the money. He just couldn't come up with it. But, I already mentioned Christian McCaffrey, so Luke made a play, actually. Luke Kuechly. He's had a quiet camp so far. And except for the one day he was in the pile-up, and we thought he had an injury. But they were just holding him out for precaution. So, quiet camp for him. And by the way, if that's our only injury scare so far, I'd say we're doing pretty good. Unless you count Golden. Which I heard something about Golden being hurt or something, but it was probably just a day injury or something. And then he came out and took care of business at FanFest, so I mean, that was before FanFest started. That's when I heard about that injury, so I don't know. Y'all have to tell me in the comments below about that, because that's just what I heard. I can't confirm anything, and I did not have enough time to confirm anything, so. Because I had to get on the road at, middle of the afternoon in order to get there on time. But, there's a huge battle between Matt Pilardis and Tyler Larson for center now that Ryan Khalil is gone. Yes, he's with the Jets. We're addressing the elephant in the room. He went to the Jets for $8.5 million for 1 year. I mean, I was pretty salty about that until I heard about the number. Like many of you. But I know that's a touchy subject for a lot of people right now. Just try to keep it civil in the comments below. I'm not even going to mention Trey Boston right now, because I know that's going to gather some crazy comments too. And yes, we did sign him back. I'm happy. but I'd like to see what he can do first. So, Trey Boston discussed here. So now, I'm going to discuss my schedule for this coming week, and who's going to be joining me for those practices. Tomorrow is the same day as Clemson Fan Day. And I told you guys that I was not sure what I was going to do. And I decided, after looking at the view counts and all the subs and everything else, all the love that you guys are showing me, I've decided that I'm going to be going to Spartanburg for the camp and putting out videos for you guys. That's a big sacrifice, guys. I love my Tigers. And I only get one chance per year to get those autographs. But I'm making that sacrifice for you. I'm making that sacrifice for this channel. And the fact that I don't know when FanFest actually starts tomorrow. So, Fan Appreciation Day. And I do know when training camp starts. Plus, I've got a friend and his girlfriend that are joining me. And Jared may be joining me as well, who you saw in a previous video last year. If he does join me, we could be doing some debate rounds in a video. My friend and his girlfriend might join in. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Probably mostly just my friend. But if that happens, you'll see that video as well tomorrow. Speaking of the numbers, I saw the view count for the FanFest video that I put out. The one FanFest video that I put out. 2.7 thousand views. That matches our top number of views for our best video this year. Insane. And that was in less than a day. I don't know where y'all keep coming from, but come on, man. Come on. Showing that love for the channel. I love that. I said it in the videos yesterday. This fan base is just amazing. It's unreal. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's a family. I'm in love with this fan base. And I do remember people were asking for a part 2 of FanFest. That never happened. And I already explained why earlier in this video. As far as who stood out at FanFest yesterday, I would definitely have to say, that's a tough one. Probably DJ Moore. I know that's fishing, but, I feel like he did. I feel like he was the one that stood out the most. So schedule-wise, Monday. We'll see about Monday. I don't know what's going to happen on Monday, so I'm going to say that's probably not going to happen. So I'll just put out an update video based on what info I get from people if Monday does not pan out. Tuesday. My friend Jared will be joining me for Tuesday for sure. And if we don't do our debate rounds on Sunday, then we'll be doing them on Tuesday. You can be assured of that in a video in our air conditioning car, because it is going to be hot out there. So, if you're going to the training camps, make sure to bring some water, bring some Gatorade, bring some whatever hydration you can find. And bring some sunscreen. I can't say that enough. Bring some sunscreen. You don't want to look like a lobster. Trust me. Jared and I, been there, done that. We learned our lesson. Last year's training camp. You can see that video. That's in the channel as well. Way on back. But days 4 and 7 camp update videos. Right now, I'm gonna wait until Wednesday through Saturday of this coming week and get that info and put that into video. One whole video for both days. So you'll see that come out somewhere in between that time frame when the guys have the day off in Spartanburg. So, that being said, when I was at FanFest, some of the greatest memories of that stadium came flooding back. I just have to say, what an incredible honor it is to be in that stadium that Jerry Richardson built. And, let's start with the Eagles back in 2015. Eagles game was the first one I ever went to. I remember we came back and won by 14 points. The Eagles fans were talking so much smack, guys. I was just surrounded by green jerseys where I was sitting, and they were talking so much crap. And when we won, all I could do was just sit there and just shrug and just be like, I tried to tell you. Don't doubt my team. Don't doubt the Cam Newton. Don't doubt the Greg Olsen. Don't doubt the Luke Kuechly. Don't doubt the Thomas Davis. You know what they're going to do. And at that point, we became 6-0. I could have that record incorrect, but I believe it was 6-0. And, man, I tell you, walking down that concrete walkway, you know how you have the escalators? We walked down the concrete walkway on our way out, and all you could hear was just 6-0, 6-0, all the way down. And keep pounding as loud as they could possibly chant it. I mean, it gave me chills. It gave me absolute chills, guys. Like, you can't replicate that anywhere else. That is just one of those moments where you think you've seen it all in a pro stadium, and then you feel that energy, and to take part of that keep pounding chant for the first time ever in that stadium, there's nothing like it. There is absolutely nothing like it. So, that wasn't enough to satisfy me. Green Bay. At that time, we were heading the entire conference by 2 games. When we won that game, we took the conference lead by 3 games total over the entire NFC. Last minute of that game, Aaron Rodgers was in our red zone. And I'll never forget this because it was right in front of the side that we were at. I was up right underneath pretty much the big billboard. And lo and behold, here comes Thomas Davis. Picks it off. The entire stadium just goes ballistic. It was louder than I've ever heard it in Boa. Ever. I haven't heard it that loud since. And I mean, you hear about half the crowd noise when you're watching it on TV, but when you're in the stadium, for those that have never been, the energy is just unreal. It's unreal, guys. So, you guys have seen that gif of Aaron Rodgers flipping the tablet, in frustration. That's where that came from. That game right there. And it's been infamous ever since. It's my favorite GIF on the internet. Or GIF, however you pronounce it. I know people that have pronounced it both ways, so I don't know which one is correct. I'll leave that debate to you. But, and the third most memorable game for me was the Colts game in overtime. Now, for those of you that did not know at the time about the weather during that game, or didn't manage to catch that game, that was an absolute monsoon of a game, weather-wise. I mean, it just never stopped pouring down rain the entire game. The entire way I drove up there, the entire way back. I was just the entire night. Just rain upon rain upon rain. It was like a torrential downpour. Jared remembers this as well as I do because we had so much trouble just trying to get to Charlotte. Not even getting back, just getting to Charlotte. I mean, and he is never going to let me live that down because that was just, whew. I had to spend the entire game with this right here over my head. I just wanted y'all to see that right there. That's a game heirloom right there. And of course it's not a game without somebody spilling a beer on you. It happens. Just about every game, every concert I've ever been to, someone is going to spill a beer on you. Just be prepared for that. If you've never been to a game or a concert. So, and I've been to many, I'm used to it. You know, it happens. But that torrential downpour, dude, I remember exactly where I was sitting when we won that game. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. I mean, these are just memories that you're never going to forget. After the Eagles game, same thing, down that parkway. 8-0, 8-0, keep pounding. And I mean, you just hear that all the way out into the parking lot. It's just unreal. It gives you chills every time. People that were there during that game remember that too. I guarantee you. Because that's something you never forget. Anyway, we go out into the tunnel under the bridge. And there's this drummer that is just playing drums on, I guess, like buckets or something. I don't know what it is. But he sounds so cool. He's pretty cool, man. I want to meet him one day. And just possibly make a video with him one day. Just put him in a video. We'll see. We'll see. Anything's possible. I don't want to pull everybody's heartstrings just yet, but I have someone telling me that they may be able to get me a ticket for the Jacksonville game. So, if that happens, that's going to change everything about how I upload that day. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, early stages of conversation there, but you never know what can happen, right? Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the love and support. All these views, all these subs, we're almost up to 250 subs. Insane. You guys are amazing for that. Let's get that up to 250 subs. Let's get those likes up. Let's make it happen. That's love right there. All the positive comments, all the things that you guys are saying, and suggestions, everything. That's love for this channel, and I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. This is a side project for me, and it's become so big right now, and I'm so excited to see that happen. I don't even know what to do with that. I really don't. Every time I see these numbers grow, I'm just like, wow. The people that I message, you guys know. You guys already know. That's crazy. 3.3 thousand what views? What is this? Like every time I see it, I'm just like, wow. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this video before it gets too long. I appreciate everything, and please hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon so you don't miss any new content. And as always, keep pounding. Peace, guys. Thank you guys so much.